Ref.Rap, high school football rules study and analysis. Toe the line, sideline control. Federation rules 123 golf, 948, 981 India, 981 kilo, and 983. Ref.Rap is subordinate to the Federation and Ohio High School Athletic Association. It is a supplement and complement, and it's intended to fortify and reinforce rule study. Do you enjoy rule study? Can you remember and recall them on the field when you need them? Let Ref.Rap's interactive tools and tutorials be your conduit to comprehension through our time-tested track to train. A equals B plus C plus D. Administering an ideal safe sideline is a sweet spot formed from an alloy of sideline decorum, sideline bearing and behavior, and sideline control. Sideline decorum is the rules, tools, and repercussions engineered or created by the governing bodies and associations well in advance of the season. Their active support is crucial here. Sideline bearing and behavior is the education and regular routine or habit which is established, encouraged, practiced, and managed by the head coach and game administration before and throughout the season. For officials, it is recommended to include a sideline bearing and behavior reminder in your advanced correspondence with game administration and the head coach early in the week before your assigned game. Sideline control falls to the officials. Where decorum and bearing can be more preventative and proactive, control is enforcement, which is corrective. However, a conditional prevention can be to emphatically specify sideline control in our pregame with the head coach and game administration. All in all, an imbalance in one sideline administrative feature yields a burden to the remainder. For example, if we don't have a fortified and supportive decorum, behavior suffers and enforcement is needed more. Conversely, a strong and proactive decorum can render a good bearing which minimizes our need for correction. Enforcement should include empathy. Officials should deliver care, safety, consistency, both sidelines are enforced the same way, and communication. Coach, I need your help. Big signals, body language to supplement your voice command. Make sure that they show up on video. A coach should already know your threshold and understands he earns every and each sideline penalty. Another perennial point of emphasis, sideline control is a priority, action, and reaction. The rulebook cites sideline 65 times and the restricted area an additional 12 times. With so much emphasis, it is paramount that we establish these and define these with the head coach and game administration. Your sideline should be virtually taped off like a police line, a line of clear demarcation. Cross over and we'll respond. Be consistent. Both sidelines enforce the same way. Let the standard be your frame of reference. Hey coach, by rule, you need to be back. 3 R's chart, a one-slide summary of the lesson and its learning objectives. Ready, routine, and result. So for the routine of sideline control, what gets us ready? The ramp. Rule, 123 golf, 948, 981 India and kilo, and 983. Acumen, casebook 123 situation, and casebook 981 situation foxtrot or F. Mechanics, in general, it's good game management. Specifically for Ohio officials, grab your rule book and look at game management mechanics and sideline mechanics. Philosophically, biggest thing here is prevention and making sure that there is a cue of when a dead ball is going to become live. Specifically, again, for Ohio officials, go to your goal book and look at work with coaches. Our desired results or learning objectives are the 4 A's. We assume authority by having a good pregame, identifying those landmarks of what our go, no-go areas are, and having a trigger of when a ball is going to become live. We assess sideline control by identifying if it's in the restricted area or on the field, if it's dead ball or live ball, or if it's a dead ball about ready to become live. We adjudicate using sideline warnings, sideline interference, personal fouls, and unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. And we administrate by being consistent, being poised for change of possessions. That's most often when players enter and exit the field. We log infractions specifically, and we use good body language to supplement our voice command. We also look at the preventative technique of maybe meeting the head coach at the sideline or walking him or her back to be preventative. Federation Rule 123G, its key words. The coach's area becomes a restricted area when the ball is live. No one's allowed to be in the restricted area when the ball is live. Federation 948, illegal personal contact. Key words. No unintentional contact whatsoever in the restricted area when the ball is live. Recall our Rule 2 references and baselines. Non-player means you're not a player. Rule 232.10, a non-player is a coach, athletic trainer, other attendant, a substitute, or a replaced player who does not participate by touching the ball, hindering an opponent, or influencing the play. See 9.6 for illegal participation. Also, a live ball. The ball not in play. Rule 2.12, a live ball is a ball in play. A ball becomes live when the ball has been legally snapped or free kicked and a down is in progress. Rules 981 India and Kilo. Basically saying you cannot act in an unsportsmanlike manner whatsoever when you're on the field or outside of the team box. Automatic UNS penalty. 983. The coaches area again becomes that restricted area, and there can only be a maximum of 3 coaches in the restricted area before the ball becomes live. For demarcation, it is recommended to show a measurable trigger or cue for when the ball is about ready to become live. Conventionally, we use the pre-snap, the snapper's hands on the ball. But with quick-tempoed offenses, etc., the coaches may not be able to retreat fast enough. Another cue may be when the snapper is locked into position and ready to grasp the ball. But again, coaches just starting to retreat at this time may not be fast enough to get out of the restricted area. Maybe a just right is when the snapper moves into position after the huddle breaks. This guideline allows a clear signal to the coaching staff of when they need to start in complete retreating behind the restricted area. It also gives us officials a clear time signature and maybe render us more capacity to concentrate on the game. In the white, I can be polite. Encroaching the white or restricted area yields officiating options and severity in occurrence controls. We utilize the stairway. It does not have to be in sequence. They can adjust as the game permits. Our best tool is our pregame, and a good pregame with the coaches. All of the rest of these can be preceded by the dead ball signal. If the pregame doesn't work and we have some restricted area violations, we can do a sideline warning. If there is another sideline warning, that turns into a sideline interference 5-yard penalty. If we have a near miss, non-contact, that's a sideline interference that draws an unsportsmanlike conduct 15-yard penalty. And if we do have contact, when we bump into somebody, it's an automatic non-player personal foul, which is a 15-yard penalty. For non-contact and contact fouls, any reoccurrence results in ejection. When we're on the field equals a flag. This is an automatic unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. In the green, I gotta be mean. When we're on the field, especially when the head coach is argumentative, this can draw an automatic and severe penalty, plausibly without warning. Read your head coach first if you can. Is it reasonable to meet him and walk him back to the sideline? A good coach will get the message and recognize your preventativeness. But sometimes this doesn't work, and repercussions via penalty without warning are necessary. In the Federation, sideline interference is a non-contact foul. It may either result from a second sideline warning, which is a 5-yard penalty from the succeeding spot, or if an official has a near miss, it can avoid a collision, A near miss is a 15-yard penalty from the succeeding spot. Reoccurrence can be automatic ejection. In the Federation, contact, any unintentional contact, even a bump or touch, is an automatic non-player personal foul. It is a non-player 15-yard penalty from the succeeding spot. Anything that's flagrant or second time requires ejection and, of course, an ejection report. When in doubt, for all officials, safety is first and paramount. For Ohio specifically, this is in the Gold Book, if in doubt, number 1 on safety. Now with a firm foundation, we can apply the rules and put them into action. Learning interactive tool number 1. This comes from the Casebook 1-2-3 situation. The game officials inspect the playing field as part of the pregame routine and determine that the game field does not have the required markings. Ruling. The game's played, but as a comment from the Federation, you notify game administration, the assigner, and the association so that it can be corrected for next time. Learning interactive tool number 2. Casebook 981 situation Foxtrot or F. In the first half, A's head coach has been penalized. Again, in the third quarter, he's penalized. What's the penalty and procedure? Ruling. This is another 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and because it's his second, the coach is ejected. Learning interactive tool number 3. For visual acuity, here's a simple risk rubric. Green is the ideal. Go. A clear sideline. This is what we want. Yellow is a risk indicator. Response is necessary, either some form of communication, possibly a warning, or if we have a near miss, a sideline interference. Red is truly a no-go. Immediate personal foul penalty and discipline is required. Of course, it's more intuitive when we can exactly match the green, yellow, or red. Most often we're in between or in the gray area. So if you're better than the red, no contact, but worse than the yellow, it's still crowded, you have to avoid it, you have a near miss, then consider your sideline interference controls. If you're not as good as green, but better than yellow, use your sideline warning or other type of control tools. The key is awareness and prompt response. Learning interactive tool number 4. From this old school photo, can we upgrade this to modern standards? Let's use our 4A's to authorize, assess, adjudicate, and administrate. Peak your senses, especially on a change of possession. Remind your coaches that anytime you do have a change of possessions, they don't allow players to exit or enter, or they don't encroach into the restricted area until it's clearly a dead ball. Make sure that we have good care, safety, get the chains where they're supposed to be, and the coaches should be back and corralled. In a live ball situation, the coach should only be able to see your back because they're behind the restricted area. Be consistent. Secure that restricted area and make sure both sidelines are the same. Communicate. Hey, coach, I need your help. Make sure that we have big signals and body language that supplements your voice command. For the landmarks, mark your territory. Make sure they know go and no-go areas. Don't work on the field unless you have to. Work in the white and near the rear of the white as applicable. This is supposed to be our safe space. Works cited. Federation rules, cases simplified and illustrated books, Ohio High School Athletic Association resources and its football website, NCAA stock photos and references, the home of the Youngstown District Football Officials Association, YDFOA, is found at mahoningofficials.com and my grandchildren. Let's review. Remember, we assume authority by having a good pregame, clearly identifying landmarks of go, no-go areas, and the trigger of when a ball is going to be live. We assess sideline control of if we're in the restricted area or on the field, when a dead ball becomes live, or if we are in a dead ball or live ball situation. We adjudicate by using sideline warnings, sideline interference penalties, personal fouls, and unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. And we administrate by being consistent, specifying change of possessions, logging specifically what we have in severity and occurrence, using good body language to supplement our voice commands, and seeing if we can meet the coach at the sideline or walk him or her back. Was this a good summation of sideline control? Did you learn something new, or were you refreshed? If you can explain its rationale, we fulfilled the learning objective and you have successfully completed this lesson. Please like, subscribe, and feedback in the comments. Thank you to my family, colleagues, and peers for your time, care, and commitment to the officiating avocation.